I knew from my own eyewitness account that this stuff exists, and I wanted to make a community where people could talk about it on my Instagram and we could discuss UFO videos and all kinds of stuff. And that's how the DHS agent reached out to him. So full circle.
What's up, guys? If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Also, please smash that like button on the video and enjoy the show.
There's other cases, right? Like you've got the Phoenix Lights. This is a craft that was like a football field size that went over the state of Nevada and Arizona in the 90s and was filmed by multiple perspectives. We only have really the one famous video that's been published online, but I've heard that there's multiple perspectives of that have been kind of swept under the rug. And thousands of people had seen that craft and were like, it was completely dead silent. It hovered over our houses as it passed on its way to Phoenix.
Very low. Like, I mean, low. Like above the light poles low. That's how low it flew over some of these homes.
Where do you keep that craft? Is that football-sized craft being kept, football field, being kept in a underground facility that's opening up in the middle of the desert and it's coming out? Like, I don't know. It's
maybe not.
It's pretty hard to, like, you know, or was that a non-human encounter? That's another mass witness sighting, right, that happened in history. Then you've got all these pilots that are saying that they've been scrambled to go after craft. In Iran in 1976, the whole city of Tehran at night saw 2 UFOs. There was a blackout. The power was shut down in the city. They scrambled their fighter jets to intercept this thing. They lost all their power to their jet, like all their radar communications, and they were getting all kinds of anomalies when they would get within range of this UFO, this bigger UFO. One of the UFOs that emitted from the bigger one landed on like a mountain near the city. This freaked the Iranians out big time. This
Freaked them into a revolution.
Maybe. That could have been it, eh? Maybe. And that's what's about to happen here. I don't know. But you've got all these mass witness sightings. You got the Ariel School,
Zimbabwe.
Randall Nicholson.
That's wild. Yes.
Broad daylight, multiple students, people that has haunted them the rest of their lives. And that's a great documentary, Ariel. It's like amazing.
Yeah, the footage of those interviews that Dr. John Mack did them, also killed in a
he got hit.
Car crash.
Hit by a car.
He got hit by a car in London. Just saying.
His family came out and said that he wasn't whacked. But it's just...
Was there a gun behind the camera when they read that
who
statement?
Who knows? But yeah, I did question it too. I'm like, why did we lose one of our most prominent minds in this UFO community that was interviewing experiencers, people that weren't from the Navy, weren't from the Air Force, that had credible sightings and actually sometimes had interactions with these non-human intelligence. And these kids, when you listen to their testimony, they saw something that was non-human.
I agree.
Right?
I mean, they definitely saw along the lines, obviously you don't get every single detail right with eyewitness, but like when you look at all the different, 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old children who were interviewed with this, they definitely experienced something that day. Now, if you want to say, some government psyop, okay, maybe. But they saw something.
It always comes back to that.
It always does come back to that. Like, I have to at least throw it out there as a possibility.
Yeah.
But, like, I thought the same thing with the moment of contact. Because you look at all the one in Virginia, Brazil, which James reported on. You look at all the angles to that. And, like, when we talk with him, Alessia here also was down there making the documentary with him, by the way.
I think James had mentioned, this guy was like, I'm going, and he showed up. So that's you, eh? That's awesome.
He's like, and I thought, I'm never going to see this kid again. And then he showed up, and he was like, oh, here you go. We got a room for you. He's like clearing out a hotel room. Like,
that's cool, dude.
But, yeah, so
Props
Alessia was down there making it. And the reason James... he looked at that case for 12 years, and the first 2, he was like, yeah, okay. But he kept coming back to it because there were 10 different angles to it.
Yeah.
And he's like, look, I don't know if all this is true, but something happened there. and these people, you know, they saw something that went on, and I have the same feeling when I look at the Ariel tapes.
Yeah. And so it points to, when you hear about those two mass witness sightings, it points to a non-human intelligence, right? Because these beings, these entities did not resemble human beings, you know, crashing their experimental tech. These were things that we've never seen before that have big, you know, oblong heads, almond-shaped eyes. In Virginia, they had red eyes, which is really weird.
Yes.
It's not something commonly reported in ufology. In Ariel school, they had large black almond-shaped eyes, which is this sort of gray thing that we've
Yes.
heard about from many different experiencers, abductees, people that have just seen them in their experience around a house or something. Like, I believe something, and that's one of the things about Andy that I find really interesting is, like, I didn't know about his UFO experience that he had right off the jump. I just wanted to know about the UAP videos that he was leaked by this DHS agent, right? That's fascinating to me because it's like, oh, we have more stuff like a Tic Tac
Right.
or whatever, right? That's from an official government source that has to do with our security in some way, right? Your security. And this guy then tells me later on, I saw a UFO, and that's why I've been in this community and I created my platform, was because I knew from my own eyewitness account that this stuff exists. And I wanted to make a community where people could talk about it on my Instagram and we could discuss UFO videos and all kinds of stuff. And that's how the DHS agent reached out to him. So full circle, he goes from being a first-person UFO experiencer to getting leaks from security intelligence people that are leaking that to the public because they've seen UFOs, you know, with their state-of-the-art FLIR tech. So there's got to be something that's non-human about this phenomenon, in my opinion. When I hear your friend here speak, I think he's not fully read into it. He's probably a post-2017 guy.
What do you mean post-27?
Like, you know, the Tic Tac and all that stuff leaked, and the New York Times, Leslie Keenan.
Meaning he only has looked at it since then?
Yeah.
Yes. Got it.
Yeah. So it really only entered his mind recently.
He does think aliens exist, by the way. He's on the record about that. He said he thinks statistically it's like borderline impossible.
Well, statistically is different than what we're talking about.
Right, yes.
You know?
But he's not like saying, no, it's not.
Oh,
real.
no. I get you.
Yeah.
He's saying it's not a cover-up of their existence. It's a cover-up of our technology somewhere
For
on the
these
planet.
sightings, yes.
Right. And I think that is maybe he's not fully aware of the full history of the phenomenon. And also Kirkpatrick.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, that guy's kind of...
The all-domain resolution group, like, their friggin' report was a joke.
Yeah. He seems disinterested.
How could you take that seriously and then be like, well, you heard him explain it, and, like, then NASA's, you know, the scientific like, he even brings up the Go Fast UFO.
Yeah.
When he's talked about the UAP sightings that were leaked, he goes, not enough information about the Tic Tac. Go Fast was debunked by NASA, check. And the third one, the gimbal, he says is like a reading error, or like...
Oh, yeah, error with the equipment.
With the equipment, which is a Mick West line.
Typical Mick
right?
West.
And if you look at Mick West's recent debate he had on his own channel, which I think is pretty brave and pretty cool, he had this guy that goes by Merrick VR on Twitter, who's like a, you know, Air Force guy, and then he had a FLIR specialist, a guy that works on FLIR systems, like I think repairs them and stuff for the government, for these type of craft, that he knows what caught the gimbal UFO. Like, he knows that technology. And Mick West's explanation is that there had to be 4 different failures of the technology in order for explaining the anomaly that's present in the video. Instead of it actually was scrambled to record something that was anomalous in the air, which the pilot saw, which
Right.
was reported with radar data apparently, and was recorded with these cameras, right? So you're discounting all these other angles, and you're trying to also argue Occam's razor, which is
Yes.
don't multiply unnecessary entities to explain this theory. But he's created 4
Yeah.
unnecessary
That's right.
entities. So he's not even following his own logic of argument, right?
I haven't seen this argument. It sounds like this is not one he posed well. And this is definitely an unpopular opinion I'm going to give. But obviously, a guy like Mick is the extreme on the other end, right?
Yeah.
I think, unfortunately, guys like him, it's very necessary that they exist, though, because you need off balancing. You kind
I
of know what
agree.
he's going to say, and it's on people to then see the evidence that he compiles and the evidence that's compiled on the other side, and figure out which way it leans. I've seen some where he points out things where I'm like, yeah, no, that's right. I've seen others where I'm like, well, I feel like similar to what you just said right there. I feel like he's actually making the same mistakes he blames other people for from his direction.
Yeah, but I do think he is incredibly important to debunking, because you do need people that are out there to challenge the woo and to challenge like any of these really unproven theories, right? So yes, we need people out there to try and like force the information to the best information to the top. And I think when he had that debate with those 2 guys, one guy's the FLIR tech and the other guy's like, I guess, really well researched in the event and understands from like a military and eyewitness perspective and all of the data that was recorded surrounding that event, that it couldn't have been explained away as prosaic. That is important because he had on his own platform a debate where he kind of, in my opinion, he lost. I'm sure there's some diehard Mick fans
Sure.
that are going to watch this and be like, that Darcy
No,
guy
you
doesn't know
don't
what the fuck. He's a psyop.
Right.
He's a psyop. Hey, we got to like hit him up in Twitter. We got to cancel this guy. Cancel him now.
Make some Reddit posts right now.
my
Hit up, go to his IMDb, put some more 1 stars. We already destroyed his IMDb pages. Let's do it worse. But anyways,
This is why we can't have nice things.
Thank you for watching the video, guys. If you haven't already subscribed, please smash that subscribe button and check out this clip's full podcast episode by clicking here or in the description below.